So, just got done throwing the new Brunswick Mesmerize. First shots on the lanes right out of the box. No surface changes just yet. But from my initial impressions, the ball is very smooth. It likes to dig in the oil. I got a couple of them in there in the oil. It likes to dig, but it's actually really smooth off the friction. I got it to the right a couple times. Never really had a problem coming around the corner. Not sure if that's just the house shot that we have out here, or if that's just how good the ball is. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw the Roto Grip Gem, a few shots, see what the difference is, see how it compares to the Brunswick Mesmerize. All right, just finished up throwing the Roto Grip Gem, and just from those few shots, I can tell that the gem's quite a bit earlier. You really had to get it to the friction to be able to, use the friction to your advantage and make it turn left. It was just burning up a little bit too much energy when it tried to hook in the oil. The Mesmerize I could tell was quite a bit cleaner. It got through the front part of the lane, but was still really smooth off the spot. So I would say that the Mesmerize is just a hair step down from the Roto Grip Gem. All right, so the next ball that I'm going to compare the Mesmerize to is the 900 Global Reality. Now, a lot of people on house shots, especially using bigger equipment, like to use a little bit more lane shine to get it through the front part of the lane and see a little bit more shape. That's what I personally like to do with the Reality. I like to keep it a little shinier. So that's generally my step down from the Gem. So we'll go see how that compares. I just wrapped up throwing the 900 Global Reality. As you can tell, the first couple of shots that I threw with it, I was lined up kind of like with the Gem and the Mesmerize, and it just never wanted to turn the corner. So I was almost 2 zones to the right of where I was with the other 2 bowling balls. So quite a bit cleaner. Need to use a bit more of the friction to give it some help. The lane shine didn't really help with that, but I think having a little bit of more box surface helped quite a bit with the first 2 bowling balls. So yeah, the Reality lane shine quite a bit weaker than the Mesmerize would be. Yep, definitely a ball down. All right, just finished up bowling with the Brunswick Mesmerize. It actually kind of surprised me. It's a really good 1-ball slot, the solid asymmetrical bowling ball. It was actually cleaner than the Gem, which I liked, and it gave you plenty of room to the right, especially on house shots. Really versatile in the 1-ball slot. You could probably throw it quite a few games, but other than that, I think the ball is actually, I'd rate it nuts. I struck a lot with it. I'm sure a lot of people would get a lot of strikes out of it too.
So just through the first 10 shots with the new Mesmerize, definitely a lot earlier than I expected it to be. Hooked really early, had to move a couple boards left just to start off. But once I got into a little bit further left of a zone, it definitely did the right thing. I was able to get a little right, a little in, and it still did the right thing. Moved a little bit further left just to see how far I could go, and then that's where it kind of hit that puddle of oil and didn't really want to come off the spot very well. But definitely hooks really early, very good for the mid lane as well. Now I'm going to throw the Extreme Envy. Don't know if those first couple shots with the Mesmerize were just the lane being, a little toasty, or if that was just the ball being really early. So I'm going to kind of confirm that with the Hammer Extreme Envy. So just threw 5 shots with my Extreme Envy, definitely a little earlier and more forward off the spot than the Mesmerize. The Mesmerize definitely wanted to shape more down the lane. Not necessarily good or bad, just the Extreme Envy was just a little bit more controllable off the spot, which did force me a little bit further right, but yeah, just a little smoother than the Mesmerize. Next ball I'll be comparing is the 900 Global Reality. I compared to my Extreme, typically it's a little cleaner, so I'm expecting it to be a little bit more similar to the Mesmerize, but we'll see. Just threw 5 shots with the 900 Global Reality. Definitely shaped more down the lane, just like I thought. Very similar to the Mesmerize. I feel like the Mesmerize picked up just a little bit sooner, but they both had pretty similar down lane motions. I also think that the Mesmerize, you know, with it being out of box, just had a little bit more surface, which probably caused that. Reality definitely had a lot more games on it, a little bit more lane shine, but definitely very similar in overall shape, and that Reality is definitely one of my favorites because when they're a little cliffed, you can still miss in and still get the ball to get off the spot, where I feel like other big balls tend to die out and not really want to come off that cliff. So final rating for the Mesmerize, I would label it in between fire and meh. It didn't really, you know, it still shaped down the lane, but it definitely made that cliff more cliffy than it could have been. Definitely wish it smoothed it out a little bit. Again, it could just be that this lane is hooking a little bit more, but for what I've been throwing the shots on this environment, it definitely rates in between those two categories.
We hope you found this video useful. As always, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.